HappyHealer Keith Landi. Let's hope that this is better. I changed one of the parameters on our video output, hoping that that gives us a better outcome. I'm actually looking at it as I'm talking to you. I think we're getting a better green bar on this. What I did is I lightened the load on how much information we're sending to the servers, which will mean maybe if you're watching on a big screen TV, we're a little bit fuzzier, but it might mean also that we get a more consistent, it looks like it's a bit more consistent, meaning that the things aren't breaking up as much. I'm getting a few signals that we have to be concerned about. Hey Jason, how are things now? Can you hear me well? Is the cast clear for you? If it is, then we're gonna get running, because it's just not perfect this morning, but I think I found a fix around, and not a whole lot, my brother. Good to see you. And it's better for you, right? Not best, but better. But I changed some parameters around it. Okay, so that's good. I changed some stuff around it. How's everybody doing this morning? It's great to see you. I see people from all corners of our wider internets, and I think you know that, man, I gotta change those chat timers, but I'm gonna enable them for now. That means that's right, let's go, Jason. That means when you're not talking, you'll get some of these other messages talking about AMC. Let's go, AMC. Let's go, apes. We can do this. We're brothers and we care about each other. And we're gonna break the whole system and make it work for us. Let's see, Moderna right now is at 405. And we have AMC. Looks like our connection's good. I like it. And AMC right now is at 37.30 in the pre-market, which is actually a little bit lower than at other areas where it was in the pre-market, but well above by anyone's standard our closing from last night. So that's not bad. We'll see where that progresses. Regeneron, that's a new stock we've been talking about. It's at $671.50, which is higher than its close by $4.21. And I'm looking at possibly opening up a call that expires next week. We'll see what those costs are in order to have that on Regeneron. I think that'll be a pretty, for all the opportunities I'm seeing in the market, and I could be wrong, but I do believe that looks like, even more than in my mind, Moderna right now looks like an opportunity that can blossom into something nice. So Regeneron, I'm looking at possibly opening a position. I already have one position open on it, but opening a better position and seeing how that might work out. What I'd really like to see is this one move today. And good morning to everybody, Jason and EMF Solutions and all the people across our channels who are on this morning. Good morning to you. It's really important to me to have this relationship with you before the stock market opens each morning, so that we can discuss the various opportunities that are out there. So Regeneron is one of them. It doesn't get a lot of attention. Look, I wrote this yesterday and it's still the last comment from 15 hours ago. And I said that I've been talking about this on my show. Unless the market crashes, I think this is headed to $900. I said it there. I'm saying it to you now. I believe that to be true. The people that are here have been watching that. Now, there's not a lot of people here. I mean, if you scroll down too fast, you'll start getting to a week ago. And it wasn't even that much. So I really think this is a healthy stock moving with very little volume. I like seeing that because that means there's a lot of room for growth. And then we have NVAX, which is down on the morning pre-market. It's 245 right now. And remember, this is a stock that used to traditionally trade higher than Moderna. The other thing we've noticed is that Pfizer has recently had their vaccine completely authorized by the FDA. So let's go ahead and take a look at Pfizer. The last time we looked at Pfizer, it was already trading up. And it's actually down from where I've seen it. And I kind of figured, because the thing about Pfizer is it's a conglomerate of a company. You would think that being authorized from the FDA would make a big difference. But Pfizer's already a conglomerate, huge. And I wouldn't suspect that it's going to be flying anywhere. It pays a dividend on its profits. So it's a dividend stock as it is. It awards people for buying this share and holding it for years. It's not out to award growth stock seekers. It's not out to award option derivative holders. It's out to award long-term stockholders. So I don't see Pfizer as being a big opportunity unless you're looking at holding this thing for years to come and you suspect that it's going to be constantly doing good stuff in that time. I think that's a big risk. Right now we have 3 minutes to the market open. Oh boy. Our internet coverage is having a problem. And let's see how this thing works out. Maybe we'll have to do it differently again. Maybe I'll have to do it differently again. Yeah, I know, Jason. It's breaking up. It's coming back little by little. Folks, I don't know how bad this is going to be or if it's going to get in the way of the show. Let's see here. What we'll do is, and I'm working off of this one. Let's see how much internet or battery we have. When we have a full battery, let's see if I place this somewhere maybe up here. See if that makes things better. Hopefully it will. Okay, folks, and let's see. We have this morning. So some folks are here and they're talking to us. Jason, you wanted me to check MDNA. So let's go ahead and do that with our last couple of minutes here. Okay, so this is another one we're looking at now, which also, by the way, wow. So it's a cheaper one. It could have an opportunity of doing really good. In fact, on this particular one, I don't think we even have options available, just to be clear. I don't see this as a derivative trade asset. Let's see if it's the same thing on our other site here. So if you're not interested in getting into derivatives on this one, it is MDNA, then I think, yep, there it is, this is it. So it's we don't see the options chart, meaning there's nothing here for options. On track to dose first patient, phase 1 trial. Oh, okay. So this could turn out to be a really good opportunity, even that you won't be put on a time scale either. So maybe it'll be a pretty good thing to get into. Thank you, Jason. So it's on our radar now. MDNA. We'll continue to watch this and see what happens. Let's go back 5 days on this. Constant growth. Back here, it was at $1.87, which that's good growth when you're looking at that. That notice was so quick, I couldn't tell you what it said. Let's look at the month. So on the month, let's look at the 3-month chart. Okay, so on a 3-month chart, it looks like it came down, and this would be the bottom to buy it in at. Let's look at the year chart. Same thing. So I think it could turn out to be pretty good. We're having some alerts on our... Well, we're open. For one thing, we're open. So let's get our act in order here. We have Regeneron is the one we're looking at. Let's see where it's at. 664. Okay, so let's see if we can find ourselves a good option to get started on with this one. If there's something here that we could buy. Oh, wow, they get really expensive into next week. I would rather have for next week than this week, to be honest, even though it could totally run for this week. I know right now it's going down a little bit, but that doesn't mean that's where it'll ultimately stay. could be a great opportunity to get in on it, that's for sure. So that'd be the week after, September 3rd. This is September 10th. Alright, so let's get going before it moves on us. I don't have enough to do this right, so maybe I'll back off if I can't do it right. 710 is about as high as I'd want to go. You take all the juice out of the movement. And what is that bidding at? Yeah, look at this spread on that one. That's so difficult to get in that thing and really feel like you're in it right. 663, it's out for next week. I'll make a bid on it, but it might not get accepted. We'll go $3. If that gets accepted, I'll be very happy with it, to be honest with you. I don't know that it's going to get accepted though, but it's in working. Let's go ahead and take a look at AMC. It's at 37. I dropped a couple of those yesterday, so I might be looking at trying to pick it up if it becomes a good price. We'll just hold off on that for now. Regeneron, you see here, we're actually losing some money with that. We are not in Moderna at the moment, but let's get into Moderna right now. mRNA, and here we have it's dropped below 400. And does that mean it's a down day? Very well could be, but we're in the opening volley of this market here, so making any assumptions could be very tough. But yeah, it could be a down day for Moderna. It looks like it's already heading down. I wouldn't blame somebody for jumping in a put with those kinds of measures. We know how Moderna can really upset a bull when it decides it wants to go down for a day, and that's just speaking in an honest tone. So if you're holding on to these calls, if they're going out for long enough, I think you'll be okay. That's why I really urge people to get your calls going as far as you can. Also on Moderna, if it could do anything, it could still go up. So just keep that in mind. We're in the opening hours. We're just now started, 2 minutes in. So really anything can happen. And it looks like we're holding on to our coverage. Hallelujah. That we're actually getting a good signal for now. And just make sure you comment around those joining the 8 movement comments. I just like having them up sometimes. Yeah, so if we break through this 400 range, we could fly right on back to where we belong on Moderna. Might have been a nice dip to pick up some calls too, by the way. So depending on how you're looking at it, if you're looking at it like a bear, you might want to get in on some puts. If you're looking at it like a bull, then, I mean, this price, to me, Moderna, the reason why I've been a little shy on Moderna the last couple of days is because of how hard we've been hit by Moderna, for one thing. It's becoming a little bit hard even for me. And now if you ask me what is Moderna worth, I'll tell you right away, $6.50. But that doesn't mean it's going to do that today or tomorrow or this week or even next week. Here it is, it's back at 400 now. You know what though? It makes me want to go ahead and buy one of these. Going further, maybe it's a good place to get in on one of these. Shall I? The 415? Okay, we'll do one. Man, this is how you get in there. So let's see, 645 to 660. I did not ask for that. Now it's going up more because it's moving. Okay, we'll go ahead and get in it. Hope to God it was the right thing to do. Now it's going to sit here working, and it's going to be at 405 by the time I could actually... What is going on here? Oh, it went in. I've got it. I'm in a Moderna position now. Let's hope I didn't get at the top end of what's going to turn out to be a hit now. Let's hope that didn't happen. I hope it keeps running. So I'm in Moderna. I'm not going to be greedy on this position. We're not trying to we'll make some money and we'll get out. If it's running hard and healthy, maybe hang on to it for a little bit longer. But yeah, we're 40 up on the day. We're going to try and keep up on this day. And if this thing starts going south real fast, then I think I'm going to sell it before it damages too much. And those are the decisions that we have to make sometimes. But I hate making those decisions because they come right back in a moment later. But that's how we got into trouble last week. It all comes down to that pattern day trade. Yeah. So, Regeneron, I didn't get into that position. We'll hold off on Moderna for a moment. AMC's moving up nicely. Too bad we didn't just keep our other two there, huh? But you don't know that stuff in advance. That's why I didn't sell it all. Yep, you can see everything I do. And we're still up on this thing, but we're down a little bit now. We're down on what else other than Moderna? By golly, come on, Moderna, show yourself up. Get up there. I hate being down on Moderna. It's a stock I love. That's why I think I need a break from Moderna for a couple of days. And, you know, it's so easy to get into it as a bull and then for it to hurt you. And you didn't plan on that, and you didn't want that, but it's what's happening. I don't like that. I don't like when it turns out like that. And, you know, the first thing it did today was start dropping. I just want to see Moderna find its bottoms, you know, hold hard, and see what it does. We're getting some of these discords coming in. Oh, that's Restream, MoneyMantics on Checked Greed series. Why is all that stuff coming in now? Is that really? I don't know why that's on there. That's a lot of messages. We're going to have to make sure that doesn't keep happening. I don't know where all that's coming in. If it's on the same feed, that'll crowd out that and it won't be good. So we're at 398. We have to really think about what our tolerance is for loss. Maybe I should have gotten into a put. So AMC's making profit, and Moderna's turning around and sucking it all out. Moderna's been a tough one, man. It's been a tough nut to crack. Moderna. It's a great stock when you just buy it. But when you're trying to trade the derivatives on this stock, it's going to eat you alive. That's what it says. It says, I'm hungry and I'm eating you alive. Regeneron, it's just sitting there. I don't see it doing any harm. Moderna's down to 390. Wow. So today's going to be a down day then. So sell it while you have a little value. Is that what Moderna's saying? Okay, it's coming up some. And I swear I got to do something about my voice. When it starts crackling like that, like it is now, I don't even like being online when it does that. And so we're at MDNA on here. I don't know how that came on there. I guess I put it up, but look at it moving here. It's 2.22. This could be a good one just to step in, and then you're on no time limits, folks. But I haven't had time to look at the sentiment on this. So this is also one that's pretty quiet. So I'll take a look at that. Thank you, Jason. Could be a pretty good bet to go with. We'll see what happens. Alright, back to, let's see what NVAX is doing. Yeah, it's dropping too. So back to Moderna. Yeah, I didn't want to be on, I'm not supposed to be losing on Moderna today. That's definitely not the plan. I mean, come on, Moderna. Let's go. Turn that shit around. Turn it around and let's go in the right way. This thing's only worth it's worth $520 right now. To be honest, I'm thinking about just selling it and taking my losses before it takes everything. I know how these stocks can be. If it starts coming back up, I'll be happy about that. Let's get a better view on this chart here. If it's finding itself. The volume is. Alright, we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the other stocks here in the volume. AMC is running nicely, man. I'll tell you what. Maybe it's a good point to sell when we get to those higher marks. And think about that, you know. that 30, when it gets to around 38 almost, like it was in this area. Of course, we're talking about the derivative markets, not the shares. The shares are a different ballgame. You have a lot more time on the shares to do what you want to do. Okay, let's look at some of these other markers. The SPY. Well, that looks like it's moving up to new highs. Let's look at this on a broader base here, like the 5-day. Yep. The 3-month. Yep. So that's at all new time highs. Okay. So Moderna is basically at 395. It found a bottom. Who knows? It looks like it's going to come up from there. And we'll know if it's just a fake coming up, if it stops at 400 and goes back down again. What we want to see is it get up to 400 and keep going. Although that could be a good sell point for me, just to try and get out without completely losing myself. And remember, a lot of that profit I just had on AMC was wiped away when it went back. And the last thing I want are problems with my internet right now. So that's it. It's at 398. Yeah, right now. 397. Maybe that was it. Is it turning around on us? It's feeling like a sluggish day at Moderna. And if you follow that previous line, that's basically what it's confirming for us. I don't, the only thing is that could be a bottom, and a rich bottom where great things come back, and it just, getting back to 415 now would quite frankly be going up. Alright, so we know where I'm at. I went ahead and pulled in a position. Wow. Now it's going to go lower, huh? Nah, not for me. I'll get the hell out of this position. I should have grabbed a put. No thanks. What is it worth now? 545? I'll take that. There's my loss. And then it's going to grow, right? Hey, maybe so. Let's see what this thing is doing. I said, wait a second, I'm not done yet. I'm still lifting my head up. Well, lift it up and let's go already. Come on. The people are waiting. The people are waiting. Oh, you know what else? I'm going to go over here to the board for Moderna. Oh, there it goes. Come on, let's push. Let's go. I'm going to go to the board over here. Let's put our sentiment in. And buy the dip or wait. I bought the dip. I bought the dip, and you should be at the channel. Why aren't you here at YouTube hanging with us? Question mark. Moderna excels at YouTube. Really, you know where it is. You should be there. Period. I'm going to start getting on my friends' cases. Yeah, you should totally buy that dip, baby. Buy that dip, because we're going to go up. That's the plan. All the bears are out hiding after the temporary drop. Ha ha ha. They're out of hiding, huh? That sucks that people are that way. That sucks that people are that way. But do join us over at the YouTube channel, Moderna Excels, where we have all the facts, and you can get them too. Alright. And, so many new people on Moderna, they just don't even know what's going on. And they say things that's like, it's going to do this or that. They don't even know. And these people, they don't even make names for themselves. They're so generic. Right now, it is hovering at $3.96. And it's down on the day $15. And your Happy Healer lover is not liking that a whole lot. But it can move on up in a moment. And we're looking at that value. That's what matters right now. On the day, we're down $66 because AMC is bringing us up. Oh, and guess what else is bringing us up? Regeneron. And it's down. Go figure. Funny enough. Wonder how my order's doing on that. Okay, get up to $3.98, you dirty bum. Alright, let's go check on our Regeneron order over here. It's working. Let's get into the cancel replace section because we're being stubborn about what we want. So now that I put $3 there, 32 people joined us and they're not budging. I'm going to go ahead and pay a little more for this. $4. They can meet me. Oh, that's what they want. Hold on, I didn't mean to go that high. $3.50. And then if they meet me there, then we own this sucker. Now let's see what happens. How many people are going to join that new price? Remember, the price is dropping and I'm offering more, and we're going to see how. And I just felt something. Did we pick it up? I wouldn't mind picking. Yeah, we did. We picked it up. That was a pretty good price, I feel, for that. And that gives us until September 3rd for Regeneron to make that movement, which is a lower strike price than the one we're currently in for $2.35. So, I think it was a pretty good bet. I hope it works out. Time now is 9:48. Yeah, I want to see this show grow. And I don't know if, it's like we're offering better advice and support than Meaty McGreedy and a lot of these other people that come on. But, they lie a lot. And they don't ever show their portfolios. So you never know truly where they are. And that's the way they like to keep it. And they'll show you this one and that one where they did good. This way here, that's their proof statement of proof. But these kids, they're shocking themselves when they do good, and then they use that as claiming how great they are when they were shocked themselves. The market's moving in such ways, and they're benefiting. It didn't from COVID. Unbelievable. So they're lucky. They're in a casino just like we are right now. Yep, I hope so, Jason. Jason says he thinks it's going to keep going up. And we'll see where that goes. We hope so. We all hope so. I mean, anything can happen. Right now, it's 9:51. 10 a.m. is around the corner. We'll get a better idea on the ultimate market movement at that time, I think. So, right now, we're 141 down. Regeneron is still continuing down despite... But we did pick up a good purchase on that last one. Those prices move around vastly because there's not a lot of movement on those to start with. But for what I can pick up, I think I can get out of that for a pretty good price, at least at some point. Regeneron is due for moving up in those wonderful areas. Is it a risk? Sure. What isn't a risk in this market? We're at 395.76. Now, we're in derivative movements. We're not in any stocks. Every move we're in is a derivative movement. They're options. They're highly volatile, risky, and we hope to see some good movement and progress out of it. But so far on the day, we're actually down. The good thing we're up yesterday by 400. Let's see what these people are saying. Well, who cares? We'll just shove it away for now. Checking my other phone about restreams and my Discord. Our Discord. Someone's leaving pictures of all these women, and that's like a repeated message. We don't need that. Why are all this? Is that like a constant same thing? Who's Claudette? Admin, I don't know. Yep. Alright, so we are still at 395 on Moderna. I think I'm getting more and more about should I sell this thing, but I think it's really just stopping for now, which means we get to sit there and lose money in various ways. AMC's going on 38. How about that? Should have kept all 4. We got 2 on there. Tell you, if that thing starts breaking out, I'll be putting in more on there. Moderna's just a disappointment. Should have never gotten into it. That's the way I'm feeling right now. I'm down 232 on it. Without Moderna, I'd be up 100 and something. Damn it, why'd I have to touch Moderna? What a killer. That's why I'm proud to say that we're mostly in other movements besides Moderna. Could Moderna turn it around? Sure. Come on, Moderna. Let's go, bitch. You're driving me nuts. Let's go, bitch. She's a bitch. Just like COVID comes into our life. Messes it up. Moderna's faking us out, or she's coming back a little. 396 right now. Time now is 9:54. Let's jump on the chart and see what Modernity really is doing. Stock sentiment's remaining pretty good on Modernity. As soon as she starts dropping more, you'll see that stock sentiment change. People will actually come back here and change their vote. They'll go from being bullish to bearish. And just my one little vote changes that look. Because it's kind of like 2 votes, you know, instead of being 1 up on one side, it's 1 down on the other, changes it, see? So enough people do that, forget about it. Those can't be the same comments, no. Okay, moved on. Huh. I don't know about... You see, they shouldn't be winning because of mandatory vaccines. Should be winning because it's going to solve cancer and HIV and all that. It really frustrates me that people really are so... You know, they're not focused enough on its real value. Look at this AMC. Wow. Wow. Is today the day? Is today the day? Probably not, but it's interesting. I always love to see AMC go up. And to be going up at this hour, that's good news. Wow. I'm impressed, AMC. I should have bought you instead of Moderna. And we're almost just even on the day, despite that Modernity's down 200. All because of you, AMC. Now, either you're getting started to do something special, which I think you are, or You just had a good selling price, but I don't think that's the one. I think you're on your way to doing something special. And I can't buy you now because I bought Modernity. When AMC starts taking off big time, trying to buy these things will be impossible. Trying to buy these, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go pick some of that out of the money right now. Let's go find some of these out of the money. Call out. Oh, is that the money? Is that the money? That's the money? No, that's the fucking day. You know, that's the money. Okay. Come back here. Done. Call. Buy to open. Sounds good. How high does it go? There's 45. Let's check around 100. See what those are. Done. What are the price on those? Come on. Move it. Invalid. Alright, let's get back in there. Let's get to like, I don't know. Let's get to 90. I hope to God we can see something here. Why is it coming back invalid? Oh, let's do this. Alright, let's go. Come on. What do you got for me? Nothing? Invalid? Really? If this thing starts taking off and I'm sitting here doodle-daddling. Alright, let's see. So, alright, so that's pretty cheap. So we can buy some of those, and that's at what price? 70? Oh yeah, let's do that. How many? Let's take 10. 10 of those will cost $100. Is it worth it? I think you can move today. If it does that thing. Well, let's see what... if these prices remain like that. Like, let's say this week is going to be the week this thing does it. Right? Oh, it's not even too much more for that one. Let's say this week is the week it's going to do it. Then, yeah, I want to be in it for sure. 170 for that, and having these at... those things can become very expensive. I'm going to take a risk on it, kids. We'll see how it goes. That could turn out to be the best thing I did. Bring that up one. Finish it out. If this thing takes off, that could be the best thing I did. Now, remember, I didn't want to get into that because I got to pull a little money out of here today. Now we're up for the day, despite that Modernity is down 160, but she's coming up a little. All right, AMC, breakthrough, baby. Let's do it. I just picked up 10 calls on AMC at $60. I think they'll do something. I think this is the time now to take that risk. Because later, if it does move, those are going to be expensive. If this thing breaks 41, 42, watch the price of those. All those will be up. And if it starts showing, okay, it's going to rev up, let's see what the kids are saying on AMC. These kids, they can't stay focused. They don't know what's smart to listen to either, a lot of them. Alrighty, what are you kids saying? Oh, this is Moderna. They're for sure not focused. A lot of them kids. AMC, where are you? There you are. Go get him, AMC. What you saying? What you doing? If we keep pushing, this could be our time. Period. Parabolic AMC to the moon. Exclamation mark. Join us at MoneyMantics on YouTube. Period. All right. It's coming back down a little, but it's still showing movement. That's good at least. It's not over yet. That could just be taking a break and coming back up again. I want to see it explode today. I want to see it start picking up parabolic moves. Yep. Let's go, apes. We can do it today. Come on. Let's go, apes. It's a down day on Regeneron, but coming up now. And that doesn't mean much. It's really a flush day. Regeneron is going to move like 30 points in some direction, and it won't be down. GME is moving. Look at this. GME's at GameStop is at 175. They both kind of get steamed together. And AMC, I really hope to see it start bumping on that parabolic move point and start shaking around and then just rev up to like 5 points up and then shake around, and then, freaking rev up again. That's when you're really picking up steam on this AMC. And when that happens, come on, get focused. And then we all get to win. Let's go. Get focused, man. Why is it doing that? Open up a little bit. It's a lighting thing. Oh, you stupidity thing, you. Just stay focused, will you? 3806 right now on AMC. Man, come on, AMC. Show them what you got. This is coming up. And I don't know if, I hope Moderna keeps making that progress up. Let's go ahead and jump back out of here and take a look at Modernity. Now we put that bet on her, so now we're kind of in on it. Ugh, I could have been giving myself a break from staring at Moderna snakes. Moderna snakes. I don't know if anybody's ever called this stock movement a snake. Maybe. I like my Moderna snakes, even though they're a pain in the butt. Let's go, Moderna. Come on. Going in the wrong direction. You gotta go up. What you doing? Yeah, stop there, because that'd be a good place to turn around. That'd be a pretty bullish place to turn around, right there. Turn around and come on up. There you go. Sometimes you just gotta talk to them. AMC, don't be in the 337s. Good. Let's go ahead and take off, honey. Time to go to the moon. You ready? Get on board one of those starships. We're going to Mars. When I lean over here, you really lose me, don't you? How about that? 3803, let's go, baby. Do not go into 3798, whatever you do. Oh boy, here we go. Alright, let's see what we got on these things. If it's time, I want to make money on them, and if they do come down, if it's like on a downswing, I don't want to hold on to them stupidly. Let's see here. So I think we'll tolerate more than that. It's amazing on these derivative contracts, when things start going negative, how quickly you lose your profit if you don't sell. And I think it's just following the same pattern. It'll come back up more again and break through a newer level, maybe. That's what I'm hoping. But a lot of all that just turns out to be hopes. Sometimes it shouldn't be, according to this track. Let's see, the snake's looking back up, so that's a good sign. We're at 3813, and that's a better sign. AMC, good for you, AMC. Alright, we broke 400 on Modernity. Maybe that'll turn out to be a good position. We're only down 80 on the day. We're 179 up on our total movements here. Regeneron, up 107. We're moving on that. Or is it? No, not really moving. Just the bets are making money. And I'll tell you, I told you I bought it at a good price. That's what I meant by that. It didn't even have to move and it's up. What are these kids saying? Heck yeah, let's go parabolic, baby. Modernity's back down below 4, but it's on an upward trajectory. So let's see what Modernity can pull off. AMC, what are you doing? 38, 33? Okay. See, some of these days, it's gets pretty involved. Let's see how Coinbase is doing. I hope we're doing good there, because I was seeing some weaker signs when I looked earlier. Usually now it does get a little weak during the market open. Yep. So we're down a couple $100 on Coinbase. But I suspect that can turn around and come right back up again. But that is exactly the volatility that you get on this kind of asset. So it's at 272 now. And I had half a mind to sell higher. But you know what? Then you do that. When you start selling like that, then you lose your ability. Like later on today, this will be back, and then even go higher, and then you lose that catch, and now just because it fell some, if you get out of this, you just have to answer the question: do you like the position? Do you think it's going up? How far down do you think it can go? $2? Can you deal with that? Or would you rather take what you got and that's the end of it? Are you happy with what you got? Is that enough? And those are the kinds of things I think about. And no, I'm sticking with this one, Cardano. I think that's a good price to get in, though. I think it's giving a nice price right here for getting in. Let's see what the in and outs are looking like. Yeah, it's still really good, the trading activity. Yep. I hope to see it even go higher than that, really. Okay, we're up almost 200. Modernity's at 400, which is down for us. 97 right now, but that's fickle. AMC's at 38.27, and guess what? Those 10 contracts I bought, they're $9 positive right now. So who knows? That could really take off. I'm telling you, that might be the best buy I made all day, and it might turn out to make a big difference on this portfolio. Wow, to think about that makes you even consider maybe I should buy more. I wasn't supposed to buy those. But it's okay. I really think that's a kind of buy that will either be a total dud, screws me up, or it'll be the one that makes the major difference and really shines, because it's far away. $60 is far away. But if this goes parabolic and moving, that's what we know it can do. And guess what? The AMC kids, they think it's going to do that every day. They don't know what day it's going to be that day. And right now, they sort of been a little bit more reserved. They're talking more in a way right now of like, oh no, it's okay. We'll just buy and hold and, relax. I think that kind of attitude, too, comes back to haunt in terms of people not being excited enough to win. So, watching AMC and knowing that it can do this thing where it can go parabolic, you can't really take complete consideration. I mean, just hear what they're saying, but don't think that they know for sure that it's not going to go parabolic today. If it gets moving today, it could be that day. Remember, a lot of us, most of us really do believe that at some point it'll catch its FOMO. I mean, just for nothing else, it's got a huge group of people on there who all believe it's going higher and it's going to break out to new heights. And that makes a difference because the belief is there. And that's the biggest faith force in this life. That's what I often talk about when I talk about faith force and I talk about love and unity and that power. It's because the ability for that force to get things done is so incredibly strong. That's what I want that to work for our country for. But on stocks, what it does is if you believe it enough, just like people believe in these patterns, and all it does is it serves to back up those patterns and make them even more real. When you see it coming up to the curve, you know it's going to stop right here and it's going to come down. It's going to do right there. It's going to, a lot of that's natural movement. And then a lot more of that are people looking at it and determining their sell points to match it, making it even more true. I think you understand. So we lost a little bit of our upness, and we lost it in Moderna. Everything else is just coasting right now. AMC is up. Regeneron is up. Although Regeneron, I have a little bit of salt for that because, it's got to make its move. I didn't see it make its move. And right now, well, that probably would sell for what it's telling me it's worth, but, I'm not selling it. So it is up. And on the day, we're only 99 up now. That's because Moderna, and AMC dropped a few pennies. So let's see if that turns into anything. Yep, it could be concerning. And also, if AMC doesn't remain that volatile, if it's not jumping around, that also means it probably won't go parabolic then. Because parabolic moves require that kind of volatility. Good yogurt. Yep, got to take care of that body. Because you got the body. Oh, do me a favor, guys. Like the video. I feel like we're losing a little popularity because, I don't know why, because maybe I need to do something different. I mean, it's so hard to get viewers. It's like, I think here's the thing. There's a recipe for success, and it's cookie cutter. It's doing everything the way everybody else does things, and you win by that. I don't like it. That's not how I think. I'm more of an outliner. You'll be guessing what I'm going to do next. That's more of like me. I don't like being so predictable or so cookie cutter or any of that. Alright, so it's still a struggle. We see AMC just now it struggled to get back to that price, and there's still a lot of volatility there. Which the volatility is not bad, folks. It's not bad. And also in part, we could be being hurt because of our weak connection. Although it's been holding on pretty strong now. I don't know if it's... I wish we had more people watching, though. That's why sometimes it's better when we, exit out and come back in, because the video, goes back out again to everybody, and I can change the title and maybe get a little bit better of a response. We're at 38.04 on AMC. Come on, let's push around AMC. The moment AMC loses its volatility, I think I should try and get my money out of those 10 contracts. Because it's probably likely at that point that it's not going to fly like I hoped. And that'll be worth some money. I want to take whatever money I can get out of it when I can. If it takes off, then that's a good thing. And it was flirting with 38.40. I know it can get back up there. Come on. We don't want to see it drop below 37 something. Like 37.50. I don't want to see it drop like that, that's for sure. There we go. And modernity, this is just, I should have sold it when it was 100. negative. I don't think we're going to get to a positive point on this. We're at 10.16. If we do, it'll be nice. I'd like that. I've been holding out with it. Maybe we it seems like something died out. Every time I look, it's at 396, 395, 397, and then that's it. You don't get to see any other numbers with this thing as of recently. AMC is moving around more. Yeah. Starting to move up a little bit more. I really hope we can get Moderna going up to like 415 where she was in the beginning. Although that's why I'm also looking at the other stocks that are money makers, so that we don't have to be completely reliant upon one stock, that if she's not going our way, we don't have anywhere else to go. And that's not true. There's other good places. And I'm looking at the SPY, because the SPY, if you go back far enough on the SPY, you've been making money consistently for a long time. And what has happened is a good indicator of what will happen. That's how you look at this. In the past, the way people have, lived their lives is likely the way they're going to continue living their lives. They should have, and over time you can see there's progress made because of ingenuity and technology, understanding of their world. All that matters. Until it doesn't. Yep, 398 on Modernity. AMC is still volatile, but hovering around 38. The other thing about volatility we like to see is the number move. It's not good enough to see, it bounce around between two, points really fast, but the number's not moving. In other words, it's time to see 39 on AMC. And I think it's coming. I think it could, and if it gets to 39, then it's more likely it's going to get to 40. And like I said earlier, if this thing is volatile, looking like it's moving around, and at 42-ish, I think those are a lot more viable, man. Yeah. So it's down 72 now. So it's hovering between being down no more than, I think at one point, 180. And again, due to Moderna. And then being up on the other side, it's been up at some points today, like 250. So in that $500 range, being up to negative is a good, point. And I think that most of the negativity on today has come from Moderna. Although, just on my portfolio, that doesn't mean that's the way it is market wide with people in it. Some people got in it at the bottom. I got in it, right there. It's a little bit more expensive. I think if this thing goes to 415, then everybody who is in it will be either made whole again or making money. And so that's good. And then for bears, I think those who got in around 415 to now have already made money. And that if they're still holding this because of the pattern day trade rule, well then they might lose that money. And if they do, they have it to the pattern day trade rule to thank for that, and they should totally write in and let them know how much damage it's doing. $398.41 on modernity. Oh, can't you see? Don't you know it's modernity? I don't know. I really have to question things now with this whole AMC going parabolic thing. Sure, I believed it, but I don't know. I still think anything is possible, just to be clear. I didn't sell my Moderna position, well, in part because of the pattern day trade rule, and then I won't be able to get back in if it gets moving. And that's always a factor for us. Although, if that wasn't true, I probably would have sold and then waited to see what happens. It's just you can get in at a better price often when you do that. And that's the truth of it. There ain't other two ways about it. That is the truth. $38.07 on AMC. Techno, GME before earnings, BNTX, Moderna, buy the rumors, sell the news. So he says probably going back down. I don't know. They may slap AMC down Thursday or Wednesday if it gets to 40. Friday there will be a gamma squeeze. I hope so, brother. $40 call expiring Friday. Huge volume market makers have to buy shares to cover calls, and shares went in the money. That's true. A lot of people don't believe there's gamma squeezes. They don't know what that means. I said, well, you'll learn. You'll learn quick, won't you? Look at that. Thank you for mentioning that. That's the way to be participative and help me see what's going on. Moderna T is scaring me, and I'm losing now. For too much. For too much. Okay. Regeneron has worked its way to 666, and guess what? Everything is profitable. I'm up $250. I don't know how the hell that happened. And on the day we're 207. There must be some news that's getting ready to run, you know. Remember, there's not always a lot of action on this one. So the insiders, they always know what's going on. You can probably see their movements in reflective in the price that we see now. Because the actual price of Regeneron, it didn't change. But we're up quite a bit. And Moderna, she's just snapping around. She's not giving any profit. right, here we go. 38.65 on AMC, and it's still remaining pretty volatile. And man, I'll tell you what, there goes those that looked a little fake. Maybe I should have taken that profit when it jumped up, but I think it's going to be more than that, especially on this. Well, they both expire this 20. No, one of them expires the 27th, so I could sell that one for some profit now, maybe. Let's see what that looks like. I doubt I'm going to let it go because I think it's going to go more. Right now it's only Tuesday, and it expires this week. So, and yeah, and that's a fake. You can't expect to get exactly that out of it. It'll have to sit there and try the market for a while. So the best thing to do is continue wanting that thing to get to its strike price, which is, I believe, 415 on this one. Yeah. It's not really, it says it's up that much, but I don't. Looking at what I just seen, I don't buy that. I mean, look at this September 3rd call, and it expires a week later. It's $5, less on the strike order, which means it's better for making money. And it's selling for even cheaper than that. Yep. Moderna's just a straight down $220, and AMC is a straight up $200. I'd like to say $20, but that's not the case right now. And those 10 calls that I picked up at $60, they're up right now, $4. If that really turns into something, we're going to be so happy, because that'll be quite a bit if it does. And guess what? That can happen. Moderna, this stock here it doesn't have to move to 60 to make those things 10x. Nope. For those to 10x, they only have to be worth like, $2 and change. Sell them at 10x. I didn't mean to get in that. Yeah, so the volatility is remaining pretty thick on that right now. Regeneron is just kind of chilling. And because I can't trust its numbers totally, I'm a little bit worried about how they add into my overalls. So technically I could be also said to have be even right now. It's going up a little bit again. Come on, modernity. Let's take a look on the chart. Time now is 10:30, so it's an hour into the market. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, I think that's setting up to go up. Let's see how it works out. It came from way higher, right? It was knocked down, did this, came up a bit, and now it's settling in. It's getting ready to break out. Starts looking like an arrow. We liked an arrow. Okay, 397.51 from Modernity. Regeneron 665. And part of why it picked up is because it dropped here. I didn't even know that was today. I didn't even notice that. That had to be. Oh, that was momentarily today. Sure was. And even though it dropped, we didn't see a big drop in the price. But when it came up, we noticed there was an increase in the price. Hey, I like it when it does that. Because we were looking at the price a lot during that time. We can look at MDNA. need to see that one keep its gains. We'll watch it. Okay, let's keep it along. I would say Pfizer's probably under 50. Yep. Don't ever underestimate the dividend stock and how much it takes away. It will not look like a growth stock ever. It's always going to stay down. And that sucks. But it does make profit over time. If you go back a year from now, you'll see it went from 44 to where it's at now, $4 more. So that's good. Give me a break, right? All right. And look, we could see a year. I think it might even been more than that if you look in some cases. So back here it was 37 to 38. And then around here it got to 40. And so it did go up. But I wouldn't put... And when did it start that? Really, it started around July 25th, something like that. If you had bought in then, it wouldn't be much different than as if you bought in all here. Yep. That's Pfizer for you. Let's go back to Moderna. 397. This chart is telling us diddly like that, but let's get into a different view. There we go. So here's your line, and what we're seeing is movements above and below that, and it goes back and forth. That's above it, that one's below. It's in a little bit of an upward movement. So you have several trends going on, that's what I call it, but it's really one larger trend that matters most. There it goes, push along, come on. Let's go. 398.51. Looks like it can break out right there. That's why we're looking at this. Let's see how it's turning out on this side. Modernity! Let's go, modernity. Break out. Oh my goodness. 37.94 on AMC. Is it fighting too hard? Is it time to let that 10 contracts go? Is that going to end up costing in the end if I don't let them go? And they still have right here a bid and an ask value. That's kind of where I bought it, so could be done. I mean, you generally know when something's going to take off. When I bought these, remember, it was looking like it was a lot of volatility. And, that's why it's good to see those lots of volatility make purchases like these, because it really works out. But what's really best is when you see it not working out, that you get out of it quick enough, and then you don't lose money on it, but you still are getting into these kinds of bets, meaning you're there to make money, but you're getting out instead of losing. That to me seems like the best way of doing things. Although the pattern day trading rule always keeps us from doing that, because then we don't have the flexibility to get back in. But we're already starting to get lower on this thing, but volatility is picking up, so maybe not. I don't know. We're gonna check the chart. Oh, wrong one. Let's put it up here. Right on. Oh wow, it's still the wrong one. Yeah, it had a little drop there. You noticed that? That's volatility for you. Let's see it come back up, though, on that. That was an attack. Not so much. Means we can come back up. And we can mount a struggle that turns into a volatile moment. That turns into something bigger. Certainly we're giving up profits right now. Let's see where we're at. We're down 92 on the day, but that's also in part modernity. She's down a lot. Regeneron is not really up a lot anymore. It's at 664, so you see how that goes. Come on, modernity. It's a lot of red. Although for my overall position, it's not that red. I think I'm going to go ahead and... Well, come on, man. I'm up in the air on whether I should sell these 10 contracts, because I really think they could pull it off if we pick up some volatility. And remember, these this is till October 1st on my AMC contracts, so I do have time there. But if they start dropping that back down to 30, I don't need to be in those. So now's the time to sell. If everything starts going down, it's time to sell them all. But we don't know if it's really that time. It could go down $1 or $2 and then turn around tomorrow and go up, and that's today, so I really have a strong essence and feeling in my heart to just hold on to those two. That's why I kept them. I had 5 to start out with, but after getting beat up, I moved things around a little bit. And depending on how this or that's doing and knowing what I got to do in life, quite frankly, I have to move some things around. So let's see, Coinbase, we're going to check up on... Yeah, see, we're at 43.25 at our highest, and right now we're at 39.75. But we're coming up from what was ultimately much lower at one point. So on the hour, we're down. Let's see. It's not giving us the percentage level, but we're down. Alright. Well, let's see what that Cardano is right now. It's at 274, so we'll keep an eye on that. I think it'll come back up on us pretty good. That's a pretty good buy price in my mind. And it was lower a moment ago. Can't zoom in on the chart. Yeah, I wouldn't be, I would be shocked to see if it dropped below 270. Could it do that? Sure, but I don't believe it will. Okay, modernity. Let's go. That's the wrong one anyway, but had to move on it. There it is. Kind of looks alike. Yeah, this looks like a bottom for Moderna right now. I think I need to think about getting out of this. It's going to cost me to stay in more and more. And it's already now at 5:15. Man, I'm worried about that. It's dragging the portfolio down. I was hoping to make money on it. Moderna's done nothing but cost me money, man. They may slap AMC down. Yeah, that's the same one. And then we have, yep, all right up. All right up. I do check that to see what you guys are saying. We have AMC pushing up a bit now, 37.83. And what we want is for that push to become more aggressive, for the ups and downs to be more aggressive, with ultimately riding up. I think it's time to get rid of Moderna. You know what? Hold on. I held on pretty far. It's already now losing almost $300. How much further can we go? Soon it won't have any value left to it if we hang on past all that. And then I did a foolish thing. You know, hung on, believing, and never stopping to say, wait a second, am I losing everything? And Moderna will take everything from you if you let it. It makes huge movements, and when it moves against you, which it could go any way. You've seen earlier today, I was like, oh yeah, that's a good thing it could go up. Oh yeah, that's a good thing it could go down. Or a bad thing it could go down. Oh yeah, that's a really good thing it can go up. Oh no, that's kind of a bad thing it can go down. And it's like, all right, now I don't belong in a stock like that, you know? When I know Moderna's path, and here she starts coming up. When I know Moderna's path, I say it. And I'm certain about it. Let's have a V-shaped recovery and get it back up to 397, shall we? That was nuts. Coming up, come on. It's moving sideways. There it is, 395. Let's go, bring it on up. And not to come back down either. Just get it right back up and then go beyond where it was. Moderna does that too. She brings you through a lot of pain before she gets you where you want to go. Oh man, if only you knew, and only if I knew where that bottom was to buy in at. You know, I thought, hey, it's at 402. Where did I buy in at? 402, 405? Yeah, that's the bottom. Buy in. No, it's not the bottom. It goes lower. If only you know that bottom, right? It's coming up more. We're at 395.50. Well, came back down, so. Oh boy. Turned around a little, but I think it could look back up. I think it still has some energy to look back up. No, not yet. Looks like that blue string just went down there to grab its arm and yank it up. No, you gotta come up this way. If it drops below the previous one, the previous valley, then that's our sign we're out. And probably it's everyone else's sign too, which means that it's not even worth anything. It's got a little worth. AMC's hovering at 38. Man, those 10 contracts are down 21 bucks. Oh, it went below it, didn't it? Yep. Alright, let's get out of here before we lose everything on this. I hung on long. but it's looking like it's going against us. So I'm out of Moderna. Got out of 45-ish. And we're 337 down. Took a big hit on that. Man, every time I touch Moderna, and I hang in for the distance. Almost to 11 a.m. this morning. Now it's going to fly because I'm out of there. I don't even know which way it's going now. I can't say, oh, well, now it's going to continue going down. I can't say, oh, well, now it's going to come up. I could just say I hit my limit and I'm taking my other 425 out of there before I lose that. And it looks like it is in a downward trajectory right now. And, puts are paying as the Moderna. And that could switch, but that's exactly how we lost our money last week, kids. We were hanging on to it. Oh, it's going to switch. It's going to change. It's going to turn. It never turned. Let's look at that peak, if it at least comes above this last peak. If that peak turns around about right there, man, we're definitely on a downspin then. I want to see it go up. This is our stock. And again, it's because we have these manipulators in the market. Just like now, surely that was them pushing down on it. Yep. You can pinpoint them out right on the chart. They stick out. Going down more, 393. Let's see where that price went to on here, 393. So it's probably, yep, it's even gone down more. So right now, I was smart for getting rid of it. Let's see where it ends up at, though. 392. Oh, jeez. Give the kids a break, will ya? I would probably buy a put in there if I had the money, but I'm out of money. I should have left more than that because I need to pull a draw on this. We're down $200. That means we took away $200 in profit that we had yesterday that we don't have today. Yesterday we were up 400. But I think it'll pull that back. Moderna really took me for a ride today, man. $300. That's big on an account like this. This is not a 15,000 account anymore. This is, 3,000. So that takes us for a ride. Now, everything else has to be looked at harder because of that ride we took on Moderna. Regeneron has to be looked at harder. I think we'll do fine on Regeneron. We're still waiting for that one to move. And we have time on one of these. And on the other one, we'll have to get out of pretty soon. It is right now the 23rd. It expires on the 27th, but we'll have to get out of it before that if we're lucky. Right now it's up a little bit. I'd like to make some money on that. I think when this thing moves, which it's due to move, I think it'll move in a great enough position. There's Moderna paying those puts. Man, tired of Moderna going the wrong way than what I needed to do. Alright, Regeneron is what we want to see. And she's ready to move, man. She's made these same movements in the past. She is ready to go. Alright, let's go to the 5-day. Okay. And this is the 1 month. 577. That's more than $100 in 1 month, folks. Well, here it says 77, but I don't know why. 557 to 664. It's like $108 or something like that up. Yeah, I think it's going to go up again. See how it leans down a little bit and then right after it moves on a good run? I think it's due for its good run. I think now's a good time to get in Regeneron. If anything, I should have bought more into Regeneron, not bought that one in Moderna. The only bad thing about Regeneron is we don't have a lot of activity, and I'm a little bit surprised about that, because it's been on a good run. I just don't think people are looking. What? It's not right. That volume that it says, that doesn't seem right to me. 1.28 million? No. The whole day only gets 176,000. Yeah. If that was the kind of volume we'd have, boy, that's crazy. Alright, I think it's basically just moving along slow, and it's going to do what we need it to do ultimately. It's just going to take its time. I hope it gets it done soon, though, like today, tomorrow, because time is not our best asset on these derivatives. 37.82, but coming up. It got as low here. Oh, that's looking at that chart. Hold on. There we go. We're still in that upper movement above 37, so I don't see it dropping yet, you know, into the mid 37s even. So I'm really hoping that it breaks through 38, and we have plenty of time to do that. I've still got those 10 contracts. I think we're going to take a break, and I'll come back on a little bit later. And we'll stay in contact, Jason, from Discord, okay? And whoever, I would invite whomever's watching this, join us in Discord. This goes to the website here. It's talking about Afghanistan. So if you, and I want to make some changes on the website, I'll probably do that today, because I have too many. That's a good story, but I have too many. See these headings right here? These are going to be reduced to no more than 10 different subjects. Not all those. I already killed about 30 of them, but I have too many of these. It's hard to navigate around. So it's got other posts there, and way down here it's got up or down vote or funny or reacts. I mean, nobody could read that. See? Nobody could read that though. Not, it's way down there. So I gotta change that. I'm gonna get out of there. And sometimes we err on these various markets as well. I don't have that drink. Let's see how this market's doing. There we go. We're moving on AMC. And that's nice. That was a quick movement. If we could just keep that going, look at us on both sides. AMC's been getting more and more momentum too, because at the end of the day, it always has those apes ready to go. Yeah, watch out for people that come into our show if they're just leaving comments and they're talking about trying to take people over somewhere else, because a lot of times those are scams. They'll take your money. Be careful. In fact, I would say most of the time they're scams. Any reputable company is not coming to comments. You know what I mean? So we want to see this catch right there, turn around and come right back up. Yep, that's what we want to see it do. So Coinbase is still doing its little dance. So it came back up some, but it's turning around to give up a little bit more. It got down to 266 at one point. They don't even have a stop loss on this. This is so, like, you don't know a whole lot of what's going on. I know that we're up. All right. Wow. It's not the only one. Let's take a look at some of these other ones here. Bitcoin. Oh yeah. It'll come back. This is a natural thing during the day because people took their money out of this and went into the stock market. But later on it'll come up for the exact same reason. People will be pulling their money out of the stock market, putting it in here. That's why people say on Friday night they jump into the crypto market and then they come back out of it. That's why they're always moving around. And they say, a lot of them, that they make money doing it. Moving around is very dangerous when you're trying to make money. Okay. We don't want to see that drop too much lower. And here's AMC making its normal patterns here. Although that one is a bit higher than the previous. Let's try and thin this out a bit. There we go. Yeah. It's a downturn for sure. If you go back far enough though, you'll see that it could still break away and it's part of another movement. And it's still up on that morning. Remember, it started today less than 37, and now we're over 37, which is about $1 up or so. And we want to get to, 40. If it could turn around and, like on one of these turnarounds, just keep going, I think that's typically how the breakouts happen. Alright, it's due for a breakout, that's for sure. Let's see Moderna. We got out of Moderna, but look how much lower it got. Puts would be good in Moderna for today, I think. And I didn't want to sell it, but that's exactly what I wanted to do last week, but I went against my better angels. I didn't want to accept that loss. And then it came back and gave us a way out. And I still didn't take it. So that was a lesson. I knew when it was happening, and I said when it was happening, you can go back and listen, that, yeah, you might want to get out now. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get out. And then I didn't. And then, like, it was just ridiculous. And, Moderna's clearly making it hard to make money for bulls today and for last Friday. And it becomes a trap. Like, that's what I'm very cautious about. Yesterday, people were making money, so they thought today, oh, for sure, you jump in and make money. And it's not. It's just that back and forth. One thing it's doing is it's keeping its volatility so that price will remain high for these, movements that it's making. And it's going to be something that either drops another, you know what I mean? And it's always at this place where it's like, maybe now's the time. It's the best dip ever, and you get in and you ride it up. And sure, that can happen. The chart has been going down, like I said. It has little ideas that it might be going up here or there, like when we got to this point. It's like, oh my God, here it comes, everybody, get ready. And then, you see a long drive down. And then we were hoping here we could change something. And it got up to 4 something. Remember, I bought that in here I bought that right around here, thinking that was the bottom. Got down, and I was rushing to get in, thinking it was about to come back up from right there. And all it did was go down more. So then it got to here. I was like, oh, maybe I should sell. I hung on more. And then it got down to, where are we at now? Yeah, about $4 more from this point. I think it's going to, just because the path is saying down, I'll tell you what, if I had a put, I would be comfortable with it. But the pattern day trade rule demands I won't have a put today. I just take that loss. Nothing else I could do about it. And this is down a little bit, although Regeneron being down does not cost the portfolio as much. Sometimes it's even up. It's just the way, because Regeneron's going to move good. Everybody feels those vibes. Right now, taking a loss on our short position on AMC, which is a dangerous thing. That one where we took out for those 10. I hope to God that thing turns out, man. All we need to do is push. And it's looking less and less like it, so maybe I should just take my loss. I could still get, $120 out of it. Better than not taking anything. Because this is the kind of thing that won't happen. If it's not happening, it won't happen. And then, or I could always pick them up later for cheaper. The moment we get any kind of movement forward on this thing that's sustainable and looks like it's going to go up, that's when those catch value. That's when you got to sell them too. So I'll wait for that moment to sell them, and maybe that moment will turn out to be a real breakout, not just for show. Come on, volatility. That's what we need. Alrighty. Come on, volatility, baby. How's it going, Techno? Wow, you think that baby's going down at 300, huh? Maybe you're right. Who knows? I know what it's worth, but just because you know what it's worth doesn't mean that's where the price is going to go. One thing I know about Moderna, that's been true for a long time. It gets to where it's worth because, sure, it's within the could move within that range. But then you have a lot of depressions in the market that could bring it everywhere. I mean, right now we're getting back to 390s, so maybe we'll go up. Oh, and Techno, you were talking about GameStop. I did go there. They were trading at 175 last I looked. Well, looking at AMC, I guess they're at like they're probably like 169 now. Let's go look. Well, we're gonna look on the other chart. There they are, see? I always look. Yep, close to it. 171.82. I want to see both of these take off. I want to see GameStop and I want to see AMC just take off like a bat out of hell. What do we have to do to make that happen? Now here's Regeneron. It's ready to go. Back on AMC at 37.45. Oh man, maybe it's time to let those go, or I should hang on to them. I'm conflicted because it's only 11 a.m. and this thing could turn around pretty good for AMC, and then those are only worth, as it is right now, $110. So hanging on to them, it will cost more, but it could also turn around if it just turns around. Yeah. Pretty much lost our profits from yesterday. That was Moderna that hit us hard. And then hanging on to AMC, even though it's dropping, not changing anything about our positions, just believing in them. It's costing us to believe in them. And perhaps Moderna cost the most to believe in it for today. I can't believe it's at 389.98 and not coming up. Yep. 37.36. We're supposed to be seeing it going up, and what's concerning me is we're seeing it going down. Well, 37.40, and we want to see the volatility pick up on it. That's really important. Like, we want to see those great, for AMC, those movements could become pretty big when the volatility is getting ready to take off. So that's what we're looking for. And when you do that, you get a lot of FOMO people on board too. I don't know how many of those are around right now because we got 31 million volume. I mean, that kind of volume could do some good, but they're used to seeing even more. Oh, wow. It's coming up a little. Yeah, could be on a downward trend right now. That's what it's looking like. Or maybe we'll turn this and start going up now. Back up again. Yeah. It's actually getting back to that line. telling us a lot. It's telling us whether we should hang on to hope here or not. Wants to come up. Alright, let's go see GameStop real quick, and then we'll probably slip out of here for a little bit. $171.22. They're so together on that. And now look at this one, also in the same predicament. Trying to come up. Right on. Alright, let's get back over here. Still above 40. 37.40, I mean, you know what I mean. Now it's not. Looks like it's getting ready to dive lower than it was last time. Let's see. Yep, it's right there. Turn around and come up. If it shows it's up, yep, it's lower than it was last time now. So it's on a downswing. That sucks. I have a choice. I could either hang on to those, which means just hang on and we'll check back later, or I could jump out of them and there won't be anything to check back later on, but I won't be losing more. Decisions. And I'll tell you, man, what a bad time to have jumped in on that Moderna. It's coming back up now. Look at it. And it's got a good swing on it. Let's see what happens. That might turn into something beautiful for you. Let's see. If you're in it, or if you bought it at the bottom, either way, buying it at the bottom works too. And that could totally work. And who knows where this thing, clue of where Moderna's headed. That's why you don't see me say, oh, it's going up. When I say that, I meant it, I believe it, and it does it. You see it. And those are the times I should wait for. I get in trouble when it's just this momentum movement, when everybody's getting into it just because it was hot from before. It was still hot. Look, touch, see, it's hot. I'm like, oh, really? I need to stay out of it when it's doing that. I know when it's about to move, and I'm vocal about it. And yet, it does its thing, and then all it does to do for me in these moments is confuse me when I get in it too much. It looks like a spaceship seat. There you go. It's 11:15 in the morning on the East Coast. They might get this sold at $393. This could be a good run. I mean, it started down here. Remember, if you bought the bottom, you got in at 388, and now it's at 391. So maybe you got something you've already got a few dollars profit in, depending on where you bought it. I don't want to see it go lower than that line right here. Yeah. Little by little. Let's see what's happening in AMC. That's not, I don't like the sign of that one. So it's still hovering around that same place. I don't know. Oh man, that's so sad. I want to see us winning, man. There it goes. It's continuing up. So it looks like it's going to continue up. Let's see. No? Come on, AMC. Let's do it, baby. We love you if you do it right. We love you if you do it right. So do it right, honey. There you go. Rise. Rise to the occasion. Let's get some good movements going on here with AMC. And we don't have a lot of volume doing it, but we're doing it. Let's go. AMC to the moon. Nicely done. No meaty McGreedy. No sirree. Alright, let's see what you're doing. You still hanging out in that area? Yes, you are. You're supposed to already be above that, though. I know. You're getting tired? Uh-huh. Oh, jeez. Okay, he's getting tired. These kids tire out so quick. Unless it's video games. There it goes. Come on. We're waiting for that bust out, not breakout, bust out. We need some good people, part of our team. Oh, Cozy Tech's here. Okay. Oh, it's going down. AMC, wrong way. There you go. Pull back up. And then we'll take a look at these other ones again. Okay. Looking like it's coming back up a little bit here, but that's a dangerous one. Looks like it's like a pattern movement. I don't want to see it break away. I just want to see it come up right now. Yeah. That 10 cents is consequential too, because it says a lot about where we're getting to move to next. And while before AMC was up to $300 positive, up here, up there, up everywhere, now it's like down there, down here, down everywhere. And we're already down on Moderna, and that cost us $300 and something. Now we're down on Regeneron. That I'm not too worried about. That thing moves around just sitting in one spot. The price fluctuates. But we do want to see it prove itself, and on a monetary, level. And that's it. That's why I was thinking about selling it out, because I didn't want to lose all my profit on it or end up going negative. But I think I'm committed definitely to these two. But those 10, I don't know about that, man. Maybe just time to let them go. Take that 100 while I can. Because if it's not going parabolic now, it could always make a move tomorrow maybe. But that's a parabolic move. It's got to go to at least 42, 43. Look like it might take off for those to have value. You don't need it to go to the full 60 or whatever, just to look like it has a chance. And then they pick up value. That's how it works. I mean, they're cheap now, right? They're like 13, 10 cents. They get cheaper as it goes down. But that's a cheap contract to get into. It's only $10 if you buy one. And then later it can be worth a couple $100, if it gets in a good position. Pretty woman walking down the street. Pretty woman, the kind you like to meet. Pretty woman, yeah. What is that on my... I'm gonna write. There you go. Who's that? Oh man, I hate losing. So yesterday's winnings are out the door now. And we're not even that bad off. Yeah, more than yesterday's earnings are out the door. That's bullshit, man. We're supposed to be going up. And all because this stupid Moderna got us. Again. There's all the losings right there. 337. Everything else I feel pretty confident in. AMC's got me concerned, but only for the 10, not for everything else. Only for the, got in at 150 and now it looks like I'm going to get out around 100. Or I can continue holding and it'll lose to all its value. Is it worth holding longer? Well, if it's not actually moving, no. Probably sell it and then wait until you get another chance. Because the idea is to minimize losses, too. It's not just to maximize profits. Yes, it is about maximizing profits, but it's also about oh, geez. Alright. You gotta get over to our, what do they call this thing? Our MoneyMantics Discord. And then you'll see why I'm like going, huh. Okay, so we are at Regeneron pretty much flush. Those numbers, you just sort of ignore them. We're looking for a big movement out of that. And I think we'll get it. Alright, and I hope we'll get it soon. The thing is we need it to happen before this week is out on one of these. Or we could sell it. It's always an option. It'll be a little bit less than what we paid for it, though. But I think we'll hold on. Moderna, we're out of that movement, which is a good thing because it's only worth, $70 less than what we paid for it now. And then we'd be over 400 in losses on Moderna. But that's what cutting those losses looks like. Yeah, let's go ahead and get out of this one. Close that out while we still can for that price. And then if we find a good place, maybe that'll hurt. Maybe now we'll go viral, or who knows what the hell happened. But I just don't want to keep losing money on things that were supposed to work but didn't go the way I expected. Now, if the good thing would be is if we had the right pattern day trade rules that they didn't even exist, and that I can get back in today if it was right. But now that's a tomorrow call. That really is a bitter thing on these. I mean, it's like it guarantees people with lesser money lose. It's a real monkey on their back, man. That's bullshit. Cozy says he sees AMC going back down, which means if that's true, I should get out of these too while they're up. I mean, they're moving hard right now. Looks like they're being attacked, man. What's going on over there at AMC? We're waiting for it to move. Well, it's moving. Yeah, look at that. Huh. All that is just short sellers. I'm telling you, they got to get out of the picture. At some point, they just got to get out of the picture. They're a cancer on society. A huge one. They're the reasons why Americans go to play on the stock market. They want to win, right? And whatever they put, they lose. They're the reason. These short sellers. They're stealing their money. And they're using their gramps money to do it. They're using their family's money to steal your money. Good morning, JJ. I think that's really low. Yep. I think that things have been kosher with the show now. You guys are getting everything good. It's not cutting up too bad. I was going to cut out by now. I'm surprised I'm still here. AMC is leaning back up a little bit here at 36.93. But, man, look at that. Just straight down. It lost all of its gains there. It was at 38 at one point. I could have let everything go for positive flow. But instead I held on. If it really goes back to 33, man, that's going to suck. I find that hard to believe because we've gone so far. But it could be that that's where we are going and that's it. Now it's time to go back. I hope that's not the case. Right at that valley right there, 32, and that was on 820. So now we're here. It would have been nice to buy here, sell at that 82, right? And then where are we going now? I sure hope we're not going down. I think we're still going up though, because we had a similar thing here happen where it looked like it was going down, and then we went up further. So maybe we'll have something like that happen again. Although this fall down looks a little different than that one did. This one looks like it's more steep. Definitely not bearish, but I don't think it's meant for... Yeah. It seems like it's following a pattern here on AMC, which is consistently down. Maybe I should sell just to get out of that pattern and losing more money. Techno, you believe that, huh? I wouldn't. I think I would just like to see this thing take off, you know, and it's more of an I would like. It's not like anybody really knows what's going on with this. We can look at the larger patterns and see that what it's been doing, like if we go over the last month, what it's been doing is coming down and up, down and up, down and up, and just sideways ultimately, but down and up. And yeah, starting with this one right here, the 70 one, when we had it go up. It seems like it's just been making these upside down bulls, and they've been getting smaller, huh? I think it's time for it to take off again. What do you guys think? I really think it is. Remember, it took off here, and nobody thought it was gonna go. And it just went. I would love to have been. And then, that's like, that was the best time, right? But like, let's say you got in around January, then you're not worried. Especially if, you know, no matter how you got in. But then we had that first move, and it lulled around. Do you know how long it lulled around for? Even longer than it has now. And it's at $9.14. And then right here, not expecting anything. Let's go look at the volume, how it's been adding up for it at that point. Wow, volume was down and then bam. So just, yeah. Each one of these are like a different day. take a look at how that turned out right there. And then it's coming up to 13. Yep. Maybe people are rotating their money back into crypto again. Let's go check. Maybe that's what's going on. But this is on the year. I'm looking at this because I'm getting somewhere with it. I'm trying to determine when this next hit's really going to come, because that's what we need to know. And whereas here it traded sideways and then went off, here and now it's kind of trading sideways a little, but I think it compressed all that value. I don't think it's real. I think there's a lot of naked short sells out there that are going to have to cover. And that's just covering their own positions. When they're ready to buy back, they'll have to buy then too. So I don't see how AMC is in a bad position. They're back above 37 right now. Maybe I should have held off on that. Again, we're looking at the month calendar, so it might not look like what normally. And we're looking at the month chart still. This up. So we're coming up on that. AMC, it was trading at $4. And then it went straight to 20. That really got people. It happened in one day. That was a 400% gain. I don't know if you were in on that, but if you were, man, dynamite. And so, yeah, so that's dynamite. Because you went up there quick. Alright, let's take a look. Let's continue on. So then we had a lot of short step in. You see that right there? And it did come back down, but it didn't go down as far yet. And then it went to 1330. Now here it's starting to come back down. 897, but they stuck with it. They weren't selling that much. Okay, so now that went on for a while. A dip where they went basically, they're above where they were, but a lot of volatility. And then they're back up here at $12, $13. So that must have felt good. Not like that first swing. That was out of nowhere, and it went to $19. That was clearly a short, right? a short squeeze. But you want to get this short squeeze and keep it going. That's going to take a lot of FOMO and then the gamma squeeze to come in. A lot of things got to come together for what we're looking for. Yeah, make sure you guys like, please, and share. Do what you can to help this thing go forward so that I can keep doing it. Alright, I gotta feel like we're making progress on this. Alright, so it's coming up to 14, then 20. Yeah, so that's 14. We'll say continues to remain in that area here. Even coming down a little bit day after day. I mean, it wasn't always easy, in other words, is what I'm showing you. And for people who are just hodling, it's a lot easier for them. For the people with the calls, well, that's why we got to look closer at this stuff, because it has a big impact on our turnout. So it actually got higher than this, but this is where it closed on that day. So that's the market gets. Those who are watching the action know it actually got into the 70s. And we were always looking for that movement back. We wanted those 70s. It's never gotten back. And they did their best to cut us out, because had it gotten in 60s were a real bummer for us, because we wanted to get into the 60s, and that's what would unlock the 70s. At one point we even got into the mid 60s back here, but then eventually, and this is a time when I was really calling on apes, I said, pull it out. Whatever you got in your guts, really pull it out. Try your hardest now, I said. And I was getting a lot of pushback. No, be patient. Don't tell people that. Patience. Just patience. Hold. And there's a lot of braggadocio. I bought mine at $2. I ain't going anywhere. Yeah, but you're not helping. You're not the one that's buying it now. Whoever's buying it now is what's going to make it go up further. You can't just say, thank me for holding on at 2. And you don't want to say that anyway, because now your shit just went down to look where it is now. See, so if you just held on then, you would have saved all that drop. And the only way you get to do that is by buying in then. If everybody was buying in, those know-it-alls who bought in first thing at $2, if they bought in when it was time to FOMO, if the FOMO buyers bought in, if everybody just bought in, and that's what I was pushing for. And trust me, I bought in. I was fully in. I lost a shitload at that moment. But everybody didn't do it. Not at that moment, nope. That's why it didn't happen. That would have been the time, the best time in my mind. And then since then, we've compressed a lot more. So we can do it again. Just getting back to there would be such a blessing. And I mean, you see, it's 10 cents a contract for that price, for the $60 price range. And there's a lot of activists in this too now. People who want to see it change. They're not just greedy investors. The greedy investors are the ones saying, be patient. The activists are saying, let's win this. You know, they're like Braveheart. Go, let's go. And, you know, the investors are just be patient. Like it's going to come automatically. You know, people got to work for that, man. You don't get to just sit there having bought in at $2. Oh, well, I'm up, you know, many thousands of %. I don't have to do nothing. Yeah, but your whole investment's going away. You're going to sit there and watch that? To buy in. You're supposed to thank me because I didn't sell. Get the hell out of here, man. That's bullshit. You got to buy the stocks when they're at 60, just like everyone else. Not say, oh, well, thank me for not selling. Nah, we got to all be trying. If we're not all pushing, we don't get to have that FOMO. We don't get to have that MOAS. And you got to do your part for that. And I know you run into them. Oh, yeah, I got in at $2. Well, good for you. When's the last time you bought? That's why whenever I go there, I press deep and I say, no, you're not no more special. The people who are buying now, they're the special ones. You've long ago made your money. You're just sitting here like a cancer. Hang on to those. Don't worry. Just hang on to those. Shut your mouth. You're not special. Hang on to those. And we're trying to do you a favor as you're not helping. You're dead weight. Just don't be worse than dead weight. Don't hurt us. Just sit there. That's fine. That's what you are. That's not a special place. You want to be helping us, you got to be buying. We're at 36.97, so we are going up. And I'm looking at this because I really like this 8 movement. I want to see it win. I want to see it MOAS. And this AMC, we got hurt a few times. Like when Adam Aaron sold against us, it was like, come on, you punk. How do you do that? It made me so angry. It was right in that moment when other people just like said, yeah, the $2 cheap bastards. Oh yeah, I made all this money and aren't I so great? Okay, shut up. Just sit there. And then, you know, but they're not buying now. That's the main thing. So they're not helping now. And then you have people like, what's that kid's name? He's always on. Think of it in a second. The Moon Gang kid. You know who I'm talking about. Anyways. So, I know you know him. I know him too. But the point is, he during this time, all he was doing was showing his massive audience, and he's got a massive audience of apes, really. I mean, that's a good job that he did that, and he's got a good personality, so he keeps them. But he's not using the best ways, in my view. He's encouraging them to do what he does. When he's doing something, that's what they're doing. And what was he not doing? Buying stocks. What was he doing? Buying options. And he was losing on his options. We all were. And, you know, if you're trying to win bringing the stock into a MOAS, you do have, I mean, it's smart to buy options because you will make a lot of money there. I think he should have done the dark pool. I think he should have bought his options in the dark and in the light did just bought stock. And bought a lot of stock. He wasn't buying stock. And he wouldn't have bought the stock, you know, hidden behind, because that would have been foolish. So he wasn't buying stock. I didn't see him buying stock. Matt Kors. That's right. Thank you, Cozy. Matt Kors. He wasn't buying stock. At least not when I was watching him. Maybe at other times he did. And I would send comments in, Matt, buy the stock, because it's not, you know, that's when we were all day after day pushing, and Matt's buying, all he buys is just these constant options. And it's like, man, you've got all these masses of people watching you doing the same thing, and it's not going to help any of us. We're all going to lose our bankroll on options, and nobody's buying this stock. We got really hurt. And then he said, well, I'm not a leader. I'm not a leader. He's more fearful that, you know, the regulatory agencies will come down on him for doing anything that seems like price manipulation on this particular movement, because what they stand to lose. What he should have done is, like I said, if you want to buy all those options, do it in the dark, man. There's too many new people that don't understand the relationship between, you know, buying those options and buying the stock. Granted, those options can turn into a gamma call later, but don't worry, that's almost guaranteed to happen if you just get the stock going. You can't do anything if you don't get the stock going. And that only happens with stock purchases, just like the short sellers are selling stock shares. You have to buy those damn shares, man. And that's what I would say. When you have a MOAS going, you want to buy some of each. You want to buy your options, so each time when you get a hit, you can get out of your options. You'll always have to get out of them at some point because they expire. And you use that money to buy half more stock, and then the other half you hold on to. Those are your cash for your more options and or more stock. Some people just buy all stock with it because they don't know what's going to happen next. And I would always err on the side of buying stock. And don't become such one of those dweebs. You buy it at $2. We're all working to get it up to, like, some guys are working for $100,000. And anyway, let's say 1,000. And you won't buy it at 50? What's that tell everybody? Come on. You can't be fake about it. You got to be 100% real. And then you get to win. And everybody gets to win. You can't be fake about it, that's for sure. And Matt Kors, as so far as much as being a leader goes, he fails. For one, he doesn't accept his role. He is a leader there. He's got a lot of people that are watching him, and they're loyal to him. I mean, I would love to have that kind of audience, especially for the things I'm working for, and you know what I'm working for. I would love to have that. We'd be such an amazing, strong audience. Although the things that I'm talking about are next generational. This is real major progress. And people, when they hear that, it doesn't register yet. Like they would have to be spoken to for a long time and, really understand. So that part is a bit difficult for me because I want to see massive progress fast. And there's a lot of people who are like, what? Hesitant about it. For some reason, they don't see what I see. That's what I'm saying. And Matt Kors, man, I don't know what. Nice guy and interesting at times, but that's not enough. We're here to make money, man. We're here to change our lives. So I'm watching this thing like a hawk. I kept on to my 2. I had to sell those 10 because we don't see the movement that's indicating a rush out. We need to see that big movement and then a go. Like all of this was volatile movement. That was hopeful. But then we started coming down. So really, had I sold right here, that would have been a good point to sell. And I was thinking about it, but I was holding it on. We seen that big drop. And then it got up to here, though, coming back. So that's still kind of low. Coming up on the upside, it's really hard to make back those losses until you surpass. Like, you would literally have to get back up to where this previous peak was and then beat that peak. Like, get up here and then to beat that peak to show that you're making some real progress back into where you just come from. I mean, this is the right chart? Yeah, day. Okay. It was never on $60 today. What the hell? Oh, okay, I see. No, it's not. It says range down here, day. But then over here, these are different days. Okay, so that will go range minute. Okay. Kind of the same thing. You know what I'm talking about. We know what kind of day we had today. It was pushing around 38 at the top part, and then it started coming down here. And I held on, but it just kept going down, so I had to let those go. And it's still going down. Maybe I'm better off letting them both, they all go. It's killing me. Regeneron needs to make a move. I mean, there's only so much we can be down at this point. If you count yesterday and today as one day, we're down $150. I would say 36.72, huh? I'm just gonna hold strong on it. They are worth 610 each right now. If this thing continues to drop, they could drastically lose more value. And that's what I'm concerned about. Anyways, I'm watching it. And Moderna, that was a good sell. It looks like it's right now at $3.30. Had I held on to it, I would be a deeper loss there. Man, Moderna will take from you. And Moderna's taken from the bulls. It's not moving from the bears. It's not moving that fast right now, to be honest. It really is not. We're going to figure this thing out, brothers and sisters. We are going to figure it out. I promise you that. We're going to stay with it, and we're going to make our progress. And sometimes it takes patience. I think that's what this Regeneron movement is. And tomorrow, maybe, I don't want to get too much deeper in it. We're going to continue looking for different opportunities also. Moderna is a great opportunity, but I got to feel it right. I am not going to say, let's jump in Moderna head first and lose another $300 just for the fun of it. That's not my game of making progress. This AMC here, I had half a mind to let it go, and it's still dropping in value. Oh, man. Got to cut the chains at some point. That's when you're like, just cut everything. We're going over to crypto. Crypto's dropping too. Probably not now, though. Let's see. Yeah, it's still dropping a little bit. 3,900. Can go more. Cardano's probably at, 268 here. Well, yeah. That is quite a bit down compared to where it was before. Think about it. It was before we were getting ready to go to 290. And I think this is just a really good price to buy in. I have half a mind to pull out half of that money and just increase Cardano. That I know that would make things a little bit more boring, but boring's not the problem. The problem is losing money when you could be making money. That's the truth. And that's what we're here most about, is to make money, not to see how we can be interesting. That's what's going to cost us everything. Being interesting will take you sometimes. Big pops up. I'm already courageous. I got that in my blood. I can't help it. And I'm not a fool either. I know what the problems are. People don't realize how bad that pattern day trade is hurting us. They don't realize it. They'll get mad for a moment and they'll move on. They won't even mention it again. Me? No. I think about it every day because I know how important and how much of a shit job that is for us making money. We got to do that as a group, figure out who the hell we need to talk to and make a big deal out of that. We're change makers on this channel and in this Discord, and everything we're doing together here, we are change makers. We're here to make money, but we're here to change the system too. Here goes 36.63. So remember, we came down from 38. We went through all the 37s. Now we're at the 36s and 65s. I mean, this is clearly we're getting attacked. But, let's take a look. I don't know how far it'll come up, but it is coming up. Which is a good sign when you're doing all that dropping, right? You don't want to be staying down on that. And so what I'm really looking at, I'm hoping at Cardano on the other side. Remember, we're all surviving through this at the same time. Pfizer surely is under 50. Oh yeah. That just doesn't move. If you like concrete, go get in Pfizer. It's not going to move anywhere. And it might move down a little here and there or move up, but that's about it. There's a lot of stocks that are like that. Regeneron, we're looking for that movement today. The big movement, and I'll show you what I mean. We'll pull back on the 5-day. We're looking for making some nice progress on this stock. It's been sort of running steady sideways since right here. This was 8.19. And this is a stock that will move. It's had some upward movement in that time. And look at this. This is a stock that will move and has every reason to move. So we'll continue on that one. Throw out any stocks you guys are interested in. I'd get 10.35 puts for this week on AMC if I had the extra money. Still recovering from mRNA losses last week. Yeah, Cozy, they beat the shit out of us on that mRNA. It shouldn't have went that way. No, we were right. We should have won. That's why we have to be change makers in this market, friends. I say, let's just be humble about that fact. My brothers and sisters, we have to be change makers in this market. Just be humble about it, and then keep doing what we're doing. But realize we have to be change makers. That means at times we're going to have to write letters, emails, make phone calls to our representatives, I suppose, whomever else we can shake and rattle. But we'll talk about those things. It will be a priority on this channel. Just making money is so important, and we were right. We made a great call, and we were attacked all day long by those shorts. An entity in a market that, in my judgment, shouldn't even be there. But we don't even have the option to come in and out. Just like you're locked out now, that's your pattern day trade rule. And money that you had spent and bought and sold, it would be available to your use if you were multi-millionaire, right? Or just kept more than $25,000 in your account at all times. You know what? Those people who have that, like Meaty McGreedy, he's no smarter than any of us. I don't give. Oh, let me lick your feet, Meaty McGreedy. I don't think so. This is a guy who has gotten lucky from COVID and literally teaches greed. And I'm sorry, I don't teach greed. Greed is a disgusting, detestable thing. I teach love. And, you make money going into companies that you believe in. I'll never teach. And maybe you make more money in greed, hell, doing it the other way. I don't know. I don't think so, even still. But, they look for companies that are failing. You find some of these bears, all they do is just look for companies that are failing. And that, to me, is... you should be finding companies that are doing good too. Although I don't have a problem when the market's going into a downswing, right? And I know Cozy's probably good at this, or looking at this, or thinking about this. When you're going into a down market, and you can really profit on the movement down. And I'll tell you what, never watch clearly. If you know it's going down, buy a put and get your money. Don't just watch it go down. There's no glory or more moral award for doing that. And, we have a bigger battle. If in this disgustingness we can make some money doing what they do to make money, I find no problem with that. I find a problem when we see consistent attacks on our stocks, keeping them down artificially, costing us all massive profit. Man, what a bummer, right? And last week on Friday was that day for us. Now, we just have to lick our wounds and keep moving on. And we have to forget about last week. We can't make last week part of this week. Otherwise, we'll lose our money trying to make money back, and we don't have enough to lose. So we have to be a lot more reined in. But yeah, I still believe in all the same stocks, including Moderna. It's just that Moderna's, she's a rough one, isn't she? You got to get her on the valley, and you got to make sure she's still not going down. Those are two things you got to do. And, when I know what she's doing, then I'll get in there. I'll tell you what I'm looking for on Moderna. I want to see the bottom. I want to get on the bottom, and then even know that we're on the bottom. That's where we seem to make success. When we get to that bottom, we find where it is, and then we ride it back up. Like around 389, it could be the bottom, but I'm not going to accept that's the bottom. I want to see 350, 360. Might never get there, but that'll keep us safe. And safe right now is the only thing I'm worried about. I'm not worried about, Moderna's worth more than that. That's not fair. We don't live in a fair world. We have to go with what we got. So 350, then I know Moderna's got only upside. You know what I mean? When I'm looking for that point where there's only upside, then I want to get in. Moderna, she's worth a lot, but remember, all right, look at Regeneron. There's hardly any interest in Regeneron. You don't have shorts attacking it every day. And it's going up. Nice, right? That's a nice thing. That would be a lot like Moderna if she didn't have all this attention. Remember, the skeleton crew on Moderna is bringing her up. It's the extra attention that's causing her to stay down and even go negative. It could turn out to work out for us when they all scatter. Around 350, I think that'll be it. I don't think they can compress this anymore. Maybe they can try and compress it, but it's going to be really hard. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at for the point where it's so hard for them to compress anymore. They couldn't get it down. And trust me, they're pushing to make this thing down as hard as they can. And I don't believe in them enough to jump on the bandwagon with them. I don't believe enough in what they're doing to buy a put and ride it down with them. Because Moderna might kick them out and go back to 450 right now. But I'll tell you what, if that happens, it'd be very hard for me to catch that on Moderna. Because at this point, Moderna is a little bit scarred, and we have to. I have to get my mind in the point where I can say, today we're going up 50. I know it for sure, and I knew that in the past, and I would say it. I'm just not there right now. I'm just not there. I'll let you know when I'm there. I promise you that. Right now, I'm not there. So we're looking around, and what Moderna does is we'll try to make when we can, but I don't know about Moderna right now. All right, so an AMC, that right there is more of an activist call, but also make money on this sucker. We're not here just to be activists. We want to make money in the process. And yeah, options is where we are. We're not even in the stock, right? But the bottom line is most people are, and that's how it really moves. And also people in options make a difference too, but after it gets going. Options are the second part, not the first part. And let's also just kind of address that real quickly. We're doing options everywhere we live. We don't own any assets, just options. So the fact that we're in AMC at all tells us where our heart is. I mean, I would say AMC would be a pretty safe bet, really. If you just bought the shares, then you'd have plenty of time. Although I would like to buy those shares closer to like 30. I'm not convinced that it's gonna break out any specific day. Nobody knows when, but at the same point, when they're doing these weak energies, I get worried because I've been through it all. I remember being in it deep. And by the way, I was buying the shares back then. I was doing half of buying the shares, and I was doing half of doing with options. I lost my ass on both. I was doing half of buying the shares though. It just, a lot of people weren't, and we had a lot of those know-it-alls who knew everything, who was in at $2. Well, I wonder how they feel now that they lost from 65, well, could have gone up, 200, that they were telling everybody, no, we know, shut up, you don't know nothing, look, I was in this since $2. That don't mean shit, man. You're not the one buying right now, so you don't count. Oh, well, I could sell then. Okay, goodbye. I hate to say it like that, but what good are you doing? You're running people away. And look at AMC, it's pushing back up now. And I don't hate Matt. Like, I don't think of Matt Kors and think of him like Meaty McGreedy. Meaty McGreedy stands in a place all by himself. Meaty McGreedy is a real piece of crap, man. And he does it with a smile. That's what makes the people like that so scary, dangerous. And in society, we have a bunch of them. Here it goes, look. If it can get back up there in the 37 range, you see, like Cozy, he said he would get some puts on this. I'm not sure puts are going to be the right thing, but they could be. Look at how this one is moving above. Depends on where that final peak is going to break over on, but it looks like it's pushing up. On these previous second peaks, you don't see that, so that could be a turnaround, see? Reading the chart there, that could be a turnaround. And if you look here, in areas where it was, let's see, that's not a good example. That was pre-market action. Yeah, but if you look in these areas like right here, where it does move around, same thing, higher peaks all to the left, and I'll use my little cursor. See, and the next one's down. And then once it comes and it changes like that, that's a change of that could change the whole game. So look at it go. We really needed to turn around because we tolerated a lot of loss on that, and now it's moving back. I mean, and when I say loss, we were up a lot, not that it's actually loss like what you might think. So on the day, we're down 469. On the play, we're down 510, but that doesn't matter much. I look at the full day because on the play, a lot of things are happening. I mean, you only make certain plays because of what's going on in other plays, so they're all connected. Even though you got to watch each one. Getting out of mRNA was good. Staying in Regeneron is good. And by the way, Regeneron is up. Remember, when it was down, it showed that it was negative, and it's up, it shows that or when it was down, it showed that it was positive by hundreds in some cases. And now that it's up, it's showing that it's down. It's just silly. It doesn't matter. What we're looking for is for it to be at 690 and then 700, because that's what Regeneron is going to do. I'm quite certain. I just don't know when. That's the question. When is it going to do that? I have here one that goes out this, now it's down a little, but it's for the 27th. If Regeneron pops up, and even if it doesn't move anywhere, that could come back into play. I could just go ahead and put a sell order for where I want it and let it sit there. There's not a lot of activity, and not enough activity, let's say, in the options market. So you could really pick your own price and let it sit there, and it might work for you if it's reasonable enough. And so now we're at 12 o'clock. So now we're officially in the afternoon. So good afternoon, everybody. It's great to see you. I am your happy healer lover. I said I was going to step away for a bit, but I did not yet. We're getting a little bit hit on everything today. On the portfolio, we're down about 20%. Definitely not my idea of making money. On our Coinbase portfolio, we're down also about 7%. So each one of these are down a bit. The one on Coinbase, I look at that as a buy. That's totally a buy to me. That's just like a dip. This has been running too hard to think that this is a major change. If you look in the past week, that's the first time it's turned around that hard. It's gone the past month. In the past month, you see it over and over again. Here, let's see. So here it turned around, only to slowly come back, and then it basically beat itself back right there. So in time, it always comes back. Here it dropped, right? And then it came back. I think the drop is about as far as it's going to go. So if you want a good price on Cardano, I would say 266 on August 24th, and moving forward is probably the best price you're going to get on it. Could I be wrong? Sure. That means if it's a long and sustained drop, today it drops, tomorrow it drops, it continues to drop, well then yeah, then I could be wrong. But I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, all it takes is to come back and look at your trading activity. You've got such a strong buy-in compared to the sell. And it's a typical asset right there to be right where it's at. Now the one thing is it's running stronger because it has smart contracts and other things coming together. If you look at the news on Cardano, it's all right here. I'm sure it'll talk about some of that stuff. So decrypt, Cardano hits all new time highs. How new is this? I don't think I read it. That's August 20th. So Cardano's native token 88 has hit an all-time new high just a week after overtaking Tether as the industry's third largest cryptocurrency. So it's heating up and skyrocketed 17.4%. And basically the thing about owning assets or stocks or like this is, yeah, it can take a come down, but all you got to do is sit there, and then later it comes back up. With the options, when it takes a come down, that's the last you're ever going to see that money, because right behind that come down, there's an expiration date. So I mean, you always got to consider that, no matter how you add it up. Right beside, and if you're making profit, you got to take that profit, because right behind that profit, there's an expiration date. So no matter what happens, there's that expiration date. That's the big thing about options. That's what makes options possible. That's what you're trading for. You're trading for the ability to use the profit mechanism from someone's 100 shares so that you could profit instead of them at a price. That's all. And after that, and for a time frame. And after that time frame is gone, then you're no longer entitled to that privilege. That's what those derivative contracts are. And if the people who own those original shares, they did their job right, then they made money and they didn't have to get rid of their shares. So ultimately, it's a game where the people selling them feel like they have the less risk, and the people buying them are looking for great profit. And so, both ways you have to really, it's a fight, it's a battle. Okay, Ethereum competitor Cardano rallies as its founder teases smart contracts launch. Isn't it funny, these guys for all the things that I've been through in life, all the business and running businesses and doing so well and the hard work and the teams that I built and the year-over-year sales growth increases, all the things that I've seen and learned and discovered, and yet you see people, they hardly know anything about the world. They go to college just for a bit, they drop out, they try this adventure because they hear about the hot stuff in their schools and everything. And it takes off. They get lucky and they're billionaires. And now, hopefully that they're humble when they do it, because otherwise then we'll all lose believing in their busted out dream. But this is a token. It's a crypto, so, he's definitely going to have a lot of impact on the price of this, obviously. That's something Bitcoin doesn't really have a problem with because its founder is missing. It's got a missing founder. That's not the case with Ethereum and a lot of all the other cryptocurrencies. There's no there's no missing founder. Although there's still people in Bitcoin that are at the top. And I'll tell you, the person who created it, there's probably a story behind that, is like some kind of CIA, this or that. Who knows? Anything's possible in this greed hell world. All right, so let's go ahead, and we're not going to read all that right now. I think I'm just going to leave you with, I think this is a good price. We dropped quite a bit on it. And I'm just going to stick with it for now. I hope it don't drop any more, that's for sure. I would like to know that it's doing well. But we're going to stick with it because I'm just going to say I think it's a good price for people to get in on and remain patient on it. Hopefully life will allow me to remain patient on that. Which brings me back here. And we're not down as much. I wonder why. It's got to be because of what? Regeneron? What is it? Oh, okay. It's only a difference of about $60, so probably a little bit of Regeneron changed here. And also AMC is coming up from 30. It's instead it was down 36.50, 40, somewhere around there. Now it's 36.83. Let's see the chart on that. Yep, straight up. So there you go, folks. That's what it looks like. And on that level, I'm going to go ahead and take a break, eat my lunch, and then I'll come back and see you guys, okay? Sound like a plan? I'll be back in a little bit. So we'll see you on Discord in between, and then we'll be back, okay? All right, Jason, Cozy, and all the rest of you guys. Techno. You're a regular. That's right, Polka. All right, folks. We'll see you back here in a little bit.